Hello everybody, let's do a couple fun Valentine Decor items. I'm going to start using my essential stencils. I'm using, these are stencils I believe from last year or maybe the year before. But of course I'm going to use the Red Barn stain to stain my board here. I love using the Minwax water-based stains because they are water-based. You don't have to worry about your rags or anything like that, and dries real quick, and I just think it leaves a beautiful color. You can get it tinted in about 200 different colors. So I'm just using a sponge that I had over here to put this on with. And we're going to spread that out. Look at that grain. Doesn't that look pretty? And this is just a cheap round, 1/8" round. It's not anything special or anything exciting, but that stain makes it look absolutely beautiful. Now we're going to get that dry real quick. I appreciate everyone joining me today. My name's Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration, if you didn't know that. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Okay, so we're going to flip it over and put the stain on the other side also. That way I've got my front and my back done. Usually what I do on a lot of my rounds is I make them double-sided. So I can flip it around if I want to, or a lot of times I'll do like a everyday type decor with a holiday on the other side. Not sure what I'm going to put on the back of this particular round, but we will find something. You just never know what comes to us on that. I need to get my hands a little bit clean here. And then we're going to make sure this is dry right here and go from there. I've got a couple different stencils that I'm going to use on this project, and I think it ends up turning out pretty cute. So what I also will do is I will drill holes in the top, and I will use a wire as a hanger. That way, if I do it as double-sided, I'm not attaching the jute or whatever I use as a hanger on the back, so it doesn't mess that up. I just use a wire and go right through. Now I'm going to use my white Rust-Oleum chalked paint. I love this paint. Buy it in the quart. I put it in the FIFO bottles. Sometimes you gotta stick a little skewer down in the top of the bottle if it gets a little bit clogged up, but works really well. I like how it works. Okay, I'm gonna take my stencil down here, and we're just gonna get paint on our brush. Got way too much paint on there. You guys, less is best. You wanna wipe that paint off, really offload, get that paint up in your bristles, and make sure you don't have big clobs of paint on there. Like I said, the lighter the best. It's better to do multiple coats than to try to do one coat all at one time. And then another good idea is to go both directions. I like to go in a swirling motion. I'll go one direction, then I'll go back another direction. So, well, we're just going to stencil this right here. Alrighty, we got all the stenciling done there for this part. And I'm just going to turn this and flip it up and take a look at it and make sure it's got everything that I want on it and it looks okay. And I thought it looked good. I don't like to do a complete full coverage. I like it to look a little rustic, I guess you could say. So that's why I don't try to get every single little spot. Okay, so now on the bottom half of this, we are going to put this XOXOXO. Now first I was going to line up, if you see at the top of the stencil, it's going to line it up with that line that's already on there. And that would have worked great, but look at the space between the bottom of Valentine and then the XOXO. I did not like that. If I moved it all the way up to the bottom of the line up there, it was up into the Valentine. So I went to about the middle of the X, and I just kind of eyeballed it there because I wanted it to be even across there. And that's where I decided that we were going to do it. So I feel like it's pretty straight. You could get a ruler out and all that kind of fancy stuff and do all that if you wanted to, but I think it's straight, so I don't think I need to worry about it. So again, we're just going to stencil this white right here and do the XOs, XOs. Okay, now that I've got that part done, we need to pick our stencil up. We're going to look at it, make sure it looks okay, and I think it does. And we're going to go over there, and if you can see, I'm going to line up that row of XOXO so that I can just continue on from there. So the spacing is exactly the same. So I'm kind of overlapping the stencil a little bit, just so that you won't notice that there's a difference going from one area to the next right there. So that's what we're doing there. Okay, I really think it's cute how this little board turned out. I think it's just something simple. You could add a bow to that. I'm not a real big bow person, so I don't usually add a lot of bows to my project and stuff. So I am just gonna leave it like it is. Plus, my front door and my screen door are fairly close, and usually if I put a bow, it ends up not letting the screen door shut, or it smashes the bow and all that kind of stuff. So I usually don't worry about putting a bow on. Now I'm just going to go around the edges of this board. This kind of frames in your project, so it draws your eye to the actual design on your project, and I do that on a lot of my stuff. Okay, I want to talk about the collaboration today with the playlist. It's Be My Valentine, and we have 3 wonderful hosts: Judy at Southern Seasons, Up All Night DIY, and we have Shabby Meets Bling. Make sure you go check all these guys out, subscribe to their page, and all the good stuff. And the playlist link is in my description, so make sure that you go watch everybody on the playlist, subscribe to their channels. You're going to see a lot of amazing, wonderful things. Okay, so now I have another little board here, and again, I'm just going to use the Minwax Red Barn stain on this project too. I love the stain, you guys. You'll see me using it a lot. So again, I'm just going to go all the way around with the stain, brush it on, brush it off, all that kind of stuff. If you're smart, you'll put on some rubber gloves so you don't have red paint all over your hands when you're done. Or red stain, I should say. But no, I'm not that smart. I usually end up with it all over. I have it stuck in my fingernails and all that kind of stuff. It does wash off. It's not really that deep. It does wash off. You don't have to really worry about it. But it is kind of, a pair of gloves would be best. Okay, so now I have these wall art things over here after we get this dry. I believe they came from the Dollar Tree. They have been in my stash for probably 1 or 2 years. You guys, I'm really trying not to buy any more craft supplies of any kind and to go through everything that I have bought in the past. Even if I can't remember what project I bought it for, I'm trying to find projects for my different things that I, have stuck in my stash. Okay, I decided here I was going to take a palette knife and kind of just scrape on some white paint on here. Just to it makes it look kind of chippy and fun, and just a little bit of a different look than to just dry brush it or something like that. So I'm just kind of scraping that on there. Then we're going to get that good and dry. Now the decals that I'm going to put on there are sticky. I did turn on my glue gun just in case we needed to add some glue to it. But as you see, as we go along here, they stuck absolutely fine. They were pretty sticky when I took them out, so I did not put any other glue on the back of these. I figured if they fall or start to come off, then I will put some more glue on the back. Okay, here I was just kind of sizing up what I wanted and decided that's exactly how I wanted. These are kind of mirror, so it's a little different looking on here. I kind of like how it looks. I think it looks fun. Now I'm going to take some black paint here, and I'm going to go all the way around the edges with black paint. I am going to use a stencil brush because I think that with the stiffer bristles, when you're doing the sides of things, it runs over a little bit, so it gives it kind of a shadowing effect, but it doesn't, you know, like a brush, get a whole bristle length down on the one side. So I like to use my stencil brushes for stuff like this, and you'll see in just a minute how it kind of already does the framing in like we talked about on the last project. And I like to hit my corners a little bit more. I end up usually going around it again, but I just kind of hit my corners so it looks a little rough. I like that look. That's just me. I'm going to go ahead and do the back because we're going to make this a double-sided sign. A lot of my shelf sitter type of signs, boards, little things like this, I usually do them double-sided so that if you put them somewhere and someone can see the back, you know, they have a surprise to look at on the back, you know. And if someone would purchase this from me, and let's say they don't like the mirror lips and stuff, but they like the love, they have that option. You know, it's a two for one. Very simple. Took that stencil right there, put love on there. Very, very simple. And I was kind of looking at this and thinking I probably should have added a little bit of black on this side. And I started to go around the mirror, but it wasn't putting anything on there, so I just kind of stopped. I think it looks cute. I like how it turned out. So if you do something like this, please let me know. Here's the finished projects. All my stencils are from Essential Stencil, so check Essential Stencil out. And if you do and want to purchase anything, please use the code FunkyJunk, all one word at checkout to save. Again, I want to thank my hosts from this collaboration. It's a I Can't Sleep Creations collaboration, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.